Now, the deplorable nature of the Wenchi-Ofuman Road has been a significant source of worry to many residents of the Bono regional town of Wenchi, since several appeals to get it fixed have landed on deaf ears. Earlier this year, the Jasehene of the Wenchi traditional area, Nana Kumi Eduse Epoku, during an inspection of Wenchi town road, appealed for the construction of Wenchi-Ofuman Road, but nothing has yet started. Nesta Kafui Ajoma has been interacting with some residents along the 59-kilometer Wenchi-Ofuman Road and sent in the following report from Wenchi.
The wobbly Wenchi-Ofuman Road has been an age-old challenge militating against the health and economic lives, especially for the people along the roadsides. Residents here say the incessant dust emanating from the road, particularly during the dry season, has regularly caused respiratory tract infection among their family members.
All this foodstuffs are supposed to bring to town so that we, the government workers and others who are not farmers, can also get the food to buy and eat. But because of the bad nature of the road, no car is willing to go there and convey the food and bring it to town so that we buy. And at times too, we will hear accidents. They will go and collect the food stuff and bringing it to town, and you hear accidents occur on the road, and some of them may die, and some of them may be having serious injury, and others too will be having fractures on their legs. So I'm pleading with the government and the Minister of Roads and Transport that he should also seek that he will come and construct the road for us. If you come to Wenchi town here too, we have a lot of quarry companies here, like Bretas Quarry Company, Tesek, JA Quarry, and many more, but we have bad nature of roads.
All the food that we are getting here is from the villages, and that is the village way. This road is lead to the village, because here, this town here, we don't farm, we don't do anything, and where the car or the lorry will pass through this way to bring the food to us, the road is not good. And every time when it is time for voting, they will come and say, oh, we will do. After voting, we will not see them again. Why is it that way? We didn't understand it. So we are pleading, begging the government, they should come and do it better for us. Otherwise, we don't know whether we are not part of Ghana or what.
JoyNews has learned that the erstwhile John Mahama administration for the first time awarded a contract for the construction of the road. The contractor, Kojo, started working on the road to the extent of constructing the drainage system, but suddenly left site and has never returned. Now, silt has filled up many portions of the drainage system, impeding free flow of water whenever it rains. Salamatu Adams is the assembly member for the Boadang electoral area, which hosts greater part of the Wenchi-Ofuman Road.
In 2014, almost all the roads that you've seen were awarded to contractors, and we were looking forward for the project to commence. And then, unfortunately, there was change of government. All right. At least we were expecting, say, government is a continuous process, so we're expecting the current administration to continue from where they took it from. But unfortunately, they've neglected us, especially Boadang electoral area. Just look at the Ofuman Road. It's about some few kilometer roads here. We expect, by now, for the past 6 years, we've seen say road is being fixed. People will be plying the road and other things. As for me as an assemblywoman, I think I'm doing my best by selling out our issues, our problems, our underdeveloped areas in the community. It's left for the government to take to do his part. And if you go to the assembly, you realize that I've been trying my best. It's just that it's not working. So I'm pleading with the government to do some, at least this Ofuma Road, they should do it so that people from Tamale, from Techimai can come here and then do business with us. So that at the assembly too will get something and then continue the small little development that we are supposed to do. Thank you.
For now, residents along the Wenchi Ofuman Road are just hoping the year of roads train will someday locate them. For JoyNews, Nesta Kafui Ajuma reporting from the Bono regional town of Wenchi.
Well, Roads and Highways Minister Kwesi Amokwata says the country's precarious financial situation has made it difficult for his ministry to fix the many deplorable roads in the country. Taking his stand before Parliament's Government Assurances Committee, Kwesi Amokwata lamented the failure of the controversial e-levy to rake in the expected revenue and argued that had Ghanaians supported the tax measure, more roads will be fixed across the country. Data from the Finance Ministry suggests the government has raked in less than 7% of its target.
Government is on record, and persons were being asked to my predecessor minister. I was in Parliament, Honorable Fuseni, was faced with this challenge, and I know how questions were being thrown at him. So it's a challenge that all of us must come together and call upon our people to address. That is why we must be prepared as a country, to pay taxes and contribute to infrastructure, so that if we pay taxes like the e-levy which was introduced, if it's supported, one of the key areas for the e-levy was the road sector. So if it had been, for instance, supported and we could have, it could have helped. You understand? Yeah.
Now, when pressed by members of the committee if he had received all his allocations in the 2022 budget, the Roads and Highways Minister admitted that the Finance Ministry had not released all the amount due his ministry. He was quick, however, to add that the issue of unreleased budgetary allocation is not peculiar to this government.
Madam Chair, Honorable Member, it's like you have even answered the question yourself, because you say everybody knows, all ministers say the same thing, and on the floor of Parliament, and it's true. Your statement is true. I want to confirm your statement that we all know that, we do not get all the releases, as per the appropriation that we passed, and because we know the challenges, and it's not limited to any particular government, it's not limited to any particular ministry. So that as a singular problem facing our country has been there. That is why I was trying to say that the only thing to circumvent this problem as a nation is that all of us and everybody, wherever everybody works, we must be prepared, to pay taxes. Nobody should hide, and that the tax net must be widened to cover everybody. We also complain that perhaps it's some of us who continue and to be overburdened, with taxes. We all know that so many people, hide outside the tax net. So the only thing to help our country, to help infrastructure development, is to improve on our revenue drive. So as a nation, that is where we should go. All of us, wherever everybody is, we must improve on our revenue drive.
Minister, I don't want you to be straying to areas where members will be forced to ask certain questions. Please.
Well, still on road, some road users are unhappy that overaged and rickety vehicles are still allowed to use the road despite the extreme risk they expose passengers and other road commuters. The passengers who spoke to JoyNews in random interviews are questioning why state institutions mandated to ensure public safety appear to be reneging their responsibilities. They are therefore calling on mandated authorities to enforce the relevant laws in getting vehicles that are not roadworthy out of the roads.
The best thing to be done has to be with us. I mean, let's say you have a car. Per the condition of the car, normally the car shouldn't be on the road. But at the end of the day, man has to eat. So I'm always that, in as much as we are all trying to avoid these things, that is someone else's ends meet. So you can't just say we should avoid them. Normally, my take has to be if the car gets to a certain stage, I mean, it shouldn't be used for long journeys and all that. For instance, if a car is supposed to go to Takwa and then the condition has deteriorated a bit, you can change the route, maybe Accra to Winneba. I mean, it's manageable.
I think that those who grant them permission must be questioned, because knowing very well that the car is not good for the road, it can cause accident, it can destroy lives. Why do you have to give them permission in the first place? So I don't blame the drivers, I blame those who give them permission, the roadworthy and the insurance companies, because they'll bring the car, you see it, you see sometimes you even have to open the bonnet, so knowing very well that the car is not good for the road, you don't permit them to use it in the first place.
So what can we do? Aside that, what can authorities do to get these buses off the road?
The authority must do what is right for the sake of lives, to avoid all those cars. Yes, because without them, other ones are there who can do the same work. So if they are not on the road, you firstly join the right car.
Okay, honestly, it's really sad seeing such vehicles on the road, because it poses a risk to even somebody who isn't who is actually good on the road, because sometimes you can be on the road and just somebody's fault can cause lives and all that. So I think honestly, for me, before I even sat in this car, I had to look at the car to see if it was good before sitting in the car. So of course all these things should be considered, especially when giving the roadworthy stickers and all that, because honestly most of these accidents are not caused by just overspeeding and all that. All these imbalances in the cars and how good the car is and the faults, check, all these things should be checked. That's it.
The accident, sometimes it's some of the drivers. They are sometimes, some of them, they rush.
Now, the incumbent JCR executives of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology have petitioned the University Council to reverse the decision to scrap the JCR system. According to the students, the decision to abolish the JCR system is, among others, a decision to disarm the SRC, the official mouthpiece of students. They also argue that abolishing the JCR concept will deepen the cracks between rival halls of the university. But how do they explain these concerns? Justice Nkrumah is president for the independent hall JCR, and he joins us live with more. Justice, good afternoon to you. Thanks so much for joining us here. Now, you argue that these JCR concepts should not be abolished. What else are your proposals? What are you saying they shouldn't be?
Okay, hello. Thank you very much for having me. So I think when you read our letter, we have sent out, we spelled out some of the proposals that we have to management as to how to go, tackle the issue at hand. So, first of all, the relevance of the JCRC in our system cannot be underestimated or understated. And we believe that the abolishment of the JCR system would not in any way solve the issues at hand. We were all here when we said we were going to miss, the two halls, and so we are still having this issue. So this is the time for we to have broader consultation. And we struggle to find the motivation behind council's decision, because as it stands, we have not been finished with the committee's report. Now, with our petition, we have suffered that one of the ways that management can actually tackle this issue I think today, before this call came in, I was reading a release by a group called Catamental, and they said they will not fight anymore or something. One of the ways to tackle this issue would be to actually recognize and engage these two bodies. Because
but you know that there's a saying that if you do the same things, you don't expect to get different results. I'm saying that there's a saying that if you do the same thing, you don't expect different results. The university management have cooperated with JCLCs over the years to find lasting solutions to this whole problem. We haven't gotten that solution yet. So the management feel that this is the different thing they want to try to get a solution to that. Isn't that something that we should probably avert our minds to?
So I think this is a question I would like to throw out there. So if I am to get it, the management trying to say that JCLC is the main origin, or the JCL is, we are propagating the clash. That's one. You've
not been able to keep your student under control, and that's why these clashes do occur from time to time. That's the mind of the management, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. That mindset is actually wrong, because as I sit here, I was never invited to any committee to be questioned on clashes. You get my point. And you can't use. You have 6 traditional halls on campus. You can't use just 2 of those halls as a sample space to analyze all the 6 traditional halls. It's a bad sampling. I don't know how to put it, but then you can't take 2 out of the 6 and then use it to qualify everyone that the system is bad. When you come to the various traditional halls, there is not a single prominent project that you find that doesn't have the JCR executive attached to it. Okay. Wherever you go, if there's any prominent renovation or anything, you find out that we have the JCR executive, maybe the hall master, the hall tutor, the JCR executive, like their names will be attached to it. We have made headways over the years with the JCR system. Now let me tell you one thing about the JCR system. When you take the JCR system, we have the welfare committee, we have the cadet, we have a health committee.
Okay, all right.
And then
I'm grateful. I was looking at the university management says this is the way we should go. You disagree. What one thing were you looking at the university doing that they should judge, or they have over the years not gotten their response? Why are you in disagreement with them if they want to go this way?
Please a minute.
Anyway, I'm grateful to you, Justice Nkrumah, for finding time to join us here. He is the JCLC president for the Independent Hall of the KNUST. Now, the University Student Association of Ghana has described as harsh a decision by the management of KNUST to abolish the JCL system. The school took the measure after a clash between students of the university and unity halls of residence. They also say the student involved should be handed to the police instead of being suspended. There's more in this report.
Kicking against the decision of the Governing Council of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology to abolish student governance in halls of residence within the university. This decision followed violent clashes on the KNUST campus between residents of Unity and university halls, which led to injuries and damage to property. Management announced a raft of decisions, including suspending student activities and cancelling JCL governance systems in the university. At a news conference Monday, the University Students Association of Ghana, USAG, has also backed calls of its mother union, NUG's KNUST management, to reverse the decision. USAG has described the decision as harsh and one that will not yield any result. Christian Anderson Intifo is president of the association.
Unfortunately, however, in the course of our engagement, the University Council of KNUST, at their meeting held on Friday, 26 August 2022, based on the report from the fact-finding committee referred to the council by the executive committee of the university, recommended the complete abolishment of the JCR system of leadership in all the traditional halls of residence in KNUST. alongside some other recommendations on the matter. The latter recommendations of which we find to be very auspicious. To begin with, the decision to abolish the JCR system is a decision that we strongly believe is too harsh and will not yield the expected results for which it is being implemented.
USAC is also calling for an immediate review of the latest decisions by the Governing Council.
All stakeholders, including religious and pressure groups on campus, must begin to draw their roadmap towards reorienting their members who involve themselves in these retrogressive actions on campus. We anticipate the university will consider alternatives which will inure to the benefit of all members of the university community. Again, all structures that have failed to deliver on their mandates in curbing these occurrences must develop new roadmaps towards addressing the issue. The JCR alone cannot curb this problem.
Now, the Health Minister, Kojo Menu, says he is not aware that his ministry approved payment made to ambulance supplier Big C General Trading Limited. Mr. Menu also says he is equally unaware that the Controller and Accountant General asked the Bank of Ghana to issue letters of credit which formed the basis of the payment. The minister is the fourth of the Attorney General's 5 witnesses in the prosecution of former Deputy Finance Minister Dr. Kaisel Atuforsen and 2 others accused of causing a 2.3 million euros loss to the state in the purchase of ambulances. Lawyers for Dr. Forsen have today been challenging the testimony of the Health Minister. Our court correspondent Joseph Akable joins us with more. Joseph, we understand Dr. Forsen's lawyers have in their possession documents showing the Health Ministry approved the payment contrary to the claim of the minister.
Those are documents, Samuel, they say they have in their possession, but they've told the court that they will not show those documents to the Health Minister. And the Health Minister nonetheless insists that since taking office, in the course of its search and investigations relative to the ambulance transaction, he has not come across any evidence of documents showing that the Health Ministry approved the payments to the ambulance supplier. Neither has he seen any evidence that certain documents that were required to be shown to the bank for the payment to be effected were also shown to the bank before payment was effected. But lead counsel for Dr. Forsen, Dr. Abdulaziz Bamba, insists that those documents are in their possession and at the right time they will rely on those documents.
Now, how about the direction from the Controller and Accountant General's office to the Bank of Ghana?
That particular document, the Health Minister was confronted with it. Now, that document was actually authored by a Deputy Controller and Accountant General. Now, it was asking the Bank of Ghana to issue letter of credit in favor of the ambulance supplier, Big C General Trading Limited. It is the contention of the Health Minister that was on the basis of Dr. Forsen's letter that those letters of credit were raised. But Dr. Forsen's lawyers have sought to suggest that the Controller and Accountant General's office had equally written to ask the Bank of Ghana to make that particular provision. But the Health Minister replied that in the letter that was written by the Controller and Accountant General, reference was made to the letter that was written by Dr. Forsen. So it cannot be the case that that letter is evidence that his earlier testimony on Dr. Forsen's role was not accurate. And so, as we speak now, the court is currently on recess, and when it resumes, Dr. Forsen's lawyers will continue with cross-examination of the Health Minister, Kojo Menu.
Thank you very much. That's our court correspondent, Joseph Akable there. Now, the Ghana cedi has started appreciating against some major trading currencies. JoyNews checks show that the cedi has gained some 0.20% against the dollar. Now, let's take a quick look at the Forex market this morning. Now, from the Forex market, we have seen that the cedi is going for 9 cedis, 90 pesos against a dollar or to the dollar. It is also trading at 11 cedis, 70 pesos to the pound, and also trading this morning 9 cedis, 87 pesos to the euro. Now, this is coming a day after government of Ghana announced that it has received in full the $715 million loan from the Afri-Exim Bank. Economist Dr. Josh Bamfo, a senior partner at Anderson, Nigeria, has been explaining the factors causing this appreciation.
This is a short-term remedy. Ultimately, you need to restructure your economy to be more export-oriented and more import substituting to have a sustained solution to this problem.
So what that means is that for us to sustain the gains, we need to then change the structure of our economy long term. In the interim, what must we do right to ensure that the city does not slip again?
So in the interim, I think that what government is doing now is the best they can do under the circumstances, because until they get access to the international market, they didn't have full control of accessibility to USD in the short term. Luckily for them, they've got an Afri-Exim loan. The Cocoa Singete loan is going to come in, and they're going to have the IMF program. My expectation that all this is going to build confidence in the economy, especially in the investment market. So by early next year, my expectation is that hopefully, we'll have the depreciation stabilized, and we'll have inflation coming down, and hopefully we'll have these independent credit rating agencies upgrade our sovereign credit rating. And if that happens, government can always fall back in terms of borrowing from the investment community when it comes to the international market.
Dr. Josh Banfo is an economist and the head of pricing at the Anderson in Nigeria. Now, the Kwabre Kenyase police in the Ashanti region have arrested a Nigerian national in possession of bags of fertilizer suspected to be part of the government-subsidized fertilizer for farmers. Shaibu Adamu was arrested with 556 bags of the fertilizers at Ebrim Jamase near Kenyase, but was granted bail on the same day of his arrest on Friday. Oiming Terry of our security desk has more in the following report.
Acting on intelligence, a team of police officers from the Kenyase District Police Command swooped on this particular shop where at least 500 bags of subsidized government fertilizer meant for cocoa farmers were being kept. A man identified as a Nigerian national has been arrested and assisting police in investigations. According to police sources, Shaibu claimed to have taken delivery of the fertilizer from an unnamed man in exchange for lumber the man had failed to pay for. He has since declined to offer police information on the name and contact details of the said man after several rounds of interrogation. The fertilizers in 50 kg sizes have Ghana Cocoa Board inscriptions embossed on the sacks. It was seized from a warehouse at Ebrim Jamase on the Kenyase Amuom Achiasi Road after police intelligence. The Ashanti Regional Police Criminal Investigations Department has taken over investigations whilst police launch a manhunt for suspected accomplices. Meanwhile, Cocoa Board has confirmed the fertilizers were meant for distribution to a group of farmers. From Kumasi, for JoyNews, Ohemintiria reporting.
You're also watching the Joy News. Today, we'll take a quick break. When we return, we have latest from the world of business for you. Stay with us.
Hello, good afternoon. It's time to do business with me, Beverly Broom. Small and medium enterprises will be required to secure a transactional identity for the African Continental Free Trade Agreement as a means of boosting confidence in their service under the agreement. The move, which is part of the After Hub launched by the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization with support from industry stakeholders, is aimed at using digital tools to make Ghanaian entities benefit from the agreement. Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Eslo Usu-Ekufo, is confident such innovations will put Ghanaian firms ahead of their peers on the continent. She was speaking at a launch of the After Hub in Accra. Here's a report.
The essence of the After Hub is to allow businesses trading on the Continental Free Trade Agreement have a seamless connection with their customers across the continent through digital networking. With the After number, Ghanaian enterprises will obtain a sure and secure navigational tool as well as a trusted profile to speed up connections across the continent for business. Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Esla Owusu-Ekufo has been explaining how businesses can benefit in such initiative.
Boosting uptake of digital services, suppressing fraud, and increasing the efficiency of doing business in Ghana and beyond. Because the hub is also being rolled out in other markets, businesses would find that the benefits of the AFTA number and the AFTA common transaction framework will extend well beyond Ghana. Now, I'm glad that the telecoms industry is also present. They, in particular, should benefit from the related policy of deploying the hub as a common fraud reporting node and blacklist database harmonizer because of this regional element.
Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry Herbert Krapper underscored the need for small and medium-sized businesses to take advantage of the platform to increase their presence on the continent.
Today, by the power of digital technology, no one should be left out of anything and not the opportunities of continental trade. Selling a service to a customer in Kigali or Yaoundé or Rabat, if it was before a nightmare, it is now only a button's click away. We must take advantage of the array of digital tools and electronic platforms available to us to deepen trading goods and services across the continent.
The rollout of the AFTA Hub will ensure that Ghanaian businesses have a trusted profile beyond Ghana.
Now, Anglo-Gold Ashanti Ghana Obuasi Mine has presented agricultural tools to officers in the Ashanti region to fight climate change. The tools are to support AGA's Climate Resilient Oil Palm Project, which is part of the 10-year socio-economic development plan of the mining company. Here's more.
The crop is part of Anglo-Gold Ashanti Ghana's agricultural development program, which aims to contribute to the diversification of the local economy and afforestation. The project, launched in 2021 in collaboration with Solidaridad West Africa, is to contribute to climate change mitigation and adaptation through local economic development. Pruning and harvesting tools, tablets and flip charts were distributed to farmers in Obuasi Municipal, Obuasi East, Adansi North, Adansi South, and the Adansi Asokwa districts. Senior Manager Sustainability at AGA Ghana, Emmanuel Beidou, addressed an orientation program at Obuasi.
And agriculture features prominently in our commitment to improve the resilience and business sustainability in Obuasi. Obviously, Obuasi and the Adansi enclave is a traditional agro enclave, and we believe that if there is one single intervention we have to implement what will touch the lives of almost every household in Obuasi, then agriculture is key.
More than 80% of growers are smallholder farmers, and their practices are characterized by low technology use, high rain dependence, and low adoption of irrigation. As part of the program, extension officers in the beneficiary district have been trained in best oil palm management practices and the use of digital tools for monitoring and reporting purposes. The crop will facilitate the setup of an oil palm nursery to supply climate-resilient seedlings for farmers, as well as strengthen oil palm farmers groups through the Village Savings and Loan Association. Senior Manager Sustainability at AGA Ghana, Emmanuel Beidou again.
Through collaboration with Solidaridad, and through some extensive research we have done, we have come to realize that an investment in oil palm production will be very, very key in helping us to achieve that goal. One, because investment in agriculture will help us address, the concerns of climate change.
Anita Sewajuga's report, read to you.
That's all for business now. We have more business on myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Beverly Broom. Up next, the sports.
Good afternoon. Let's do sports now on JoyNews. Today with me, Muftaru Nabila Abdullah. The Ghana Football Association and its members are currently in Pram Pram for its 28th annual Congress. My colleague Oriku Ampofor is there and is going to give us a live update of what have been discussed on the agenda of the football governing body for their meeting earlier today, where 15 pointers ranging from the opening prayer to the closing prayer. Oriku, we appreciate your time with us here on JoyNews today. Tell us right now, what is the Ghana Football Association saying? What were some of the things that discussed? Hello, Reku. It appears Origo cannot hear me, and as I mentioned, he is currently at the Ghana Soccer Center of Excellence, where the Ghana Football Association is having its Congress. It is the 28th Congress of the football governing body, and some of the key things spoken about had to do with the budget for the Ghana Football Association for the new football season. The Secretariat presented 109 million Ghana cedis as its budget for 2022-2023. Oreku, tell us, what were some of the pointers discussed by the Ghana Football Association and its members in Pram Pram?
The agenda on the list. Currently, we've done about 12. I do say so because I'm told that they are debating the 12th item of the list. That's the 2022-2023 budget, and so that has not yet been approved. But in terms of what has been done so far, we heard from the Minister of Youth and Sports, who touched on quite a number of issues, praising the Ghana Football Association for their approach towards juvenile football. He also touched on the Black Galaxies and said that the ministry would give all their necessary support to ensure that they qualify for the CHAN in 2023 and go past Nigeria. Interestingly, he also touched on the new Puma jerseys and said that the ministry has nothing to do with the jerseys, but rather the Ghana Football Association, and he trusts their judgment in terms of what they think would be a good design for Ghana. Also, one thing that stood out was infrastructure. And if you do remember from the Bet Power deal that was secured by the Ghana Football Association for the next 2 years, one of the key benefits was the fact that there would be a Bet Power pitch here at the Ghana Soccer Center. And that would be officially unveiled today to my left. And we'll be bringing you more details in a report on JoyNews much later. But the idea is to cut the sword, and officially work would begin on the Bet Power pitch. But speaking of the Ghana Soccer Center, it's been quite a while now since the FA have been using this facility. And they say that up until today, they had no official proof to show that they have ownership of the land. And so they confirmed today that after so many years, they finally have official ownership of the land. They can show the papers, and they've actually made some down payments. So that means that we would be seeing a facelift, according to the Ghana Football Association President Kojo, and he says that this will include boreholes and more pitches, and to ensure that the Ghana Soccer Center basically looks better than it is right now. But that's it in terms of the dignitaries who have spoken. Just for the 2022-2023 is being debated, and so far we've seen questions being asked about the cash flow concerning the COVID fund, the FIFA fund, and also on capital profits that has not been listed, and capital expenditure also that has not been listed in the budget. And one person who stood out was Osei Kweku Palmer, who has been very vocal, especially when it came to the budget. And so they're debating that there has been some amendments from their total expenditure, which they estimated last year around 4.6, and that has been increased to 6 million, or I think 6 million or 8 million. Let me just get that figure for you. But whilst I try and get the exact figure, that is being debated. And just 1 second, I will try and pick up that figure for you here. Yeah, so it's 8.5 million. It has been increased to 8.5 million due to national teams qualifying for tournaments and a whole new expenses. Now, one interesting thing before I wrap up is the fact that Dr. Fred Moore, who is the consultant for the Ghana Football Association, he says that now they're looking at 109 Ghana cedis, 109 million Ghana cedis in terms of income.
Marukrek Orego Apofo with exhaustive report from the Ghana Football Association Congress currently happening at the Ghana Man Soccer Center of Excellence. Most of the details Orego Ampovo have mentioned have been published on myjoyonline.com. Just as you heard him mention, we reported exclusively on the AM show that the GFA Secretariat wants 109 million Ghana cedis for the 2022-2023 football season. You can head on myjoyonline.com and read that. And also, the Secretariat of the Ghana Football Association, which was under the law issues, have also been finally sorted out by the Ghana Football Association. We've got the documents to that effect. This is how we wrap up sports here on Joy News today with me, Muftau Nabila Abla. You can head on to myjoyonline.com and read some more sports stories. Up next.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Showbiz here on Joy News. Now, Ruby Aye, a young digital marketer based in Accra, has emerged the proud winner of the Joy Jingle Challenge. This comes after weeks of hard work soliciting for organic votes on social media after she was named as part of the finalists in the challenge. The Joy Jingle Challenge, since its introduction, created a lot of fun on social media, with many throwing in their creativity. The challenge finally came to an end on Sunday, August 28, with Ruby, known on social media as Anan Ekea, winning the ultimate prize.
So, shaking. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. All those sleepless nights. All those, hearts, you wake up and you're like, oh Lord, who am I going to even go to today? Are we even going to pull it? And today we are here.
This is the Joy Jingle Challenge.
Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best.
Joy 99.7 FM. The Cosmopolitan Mix.
Congratulations to her. Now, music duo Ketcher, made up of Joshua Kojo Ampa and Andrew Kofi Kujo, have revealed that a pastor prophesied their greatness years ago. Speaking in a yet-to-be-aired episode of E-Vibes, the group recalled a prophecy by a man of God called Pastor Say. You guys to become very big.
This man of God gives to us ex-husband.
Now gives Yadoye. Then gives to us
ex-husband.
I forgot the name of the man.
Will he be called Osei?
Pastor Osei.
Yeah, Pastor Osei. I think so. Yes. He told us that, Keche, listen to me. I give you guys now the next 10 years. You'll be reigning. You'll never go down. And he told us that we'll go through hell. He told us we'll go through hell, but we'll break through. And we'll be one of the strongest group that Ghana will ever have.
He told us that our first two songs
will not go anywhere.
It will make noise, like people will know the song, but then that's not the one that will elevate us. So I think we forgot about that prophecy. So until when we released Omogemi, it was doing well. I mean, we forgot about this. So we were disappointed how the song went because to our expectation, it was very poor. All the people were singing it around all Ghana, whatever it is. But
didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, we dropped Ring My Bell with Sarkodie. It was doing very well. I mean, people will sing, when you perform, people are singing it, but not to the level that we wanted. So I'm like, we dropped pressure. So one day I was there and then the thing popped into my mind. I said, Joshua, remember this man said our third song. So we went to him. And then he was like, we should just still keep it up because this test song will take up. Then we have promoted the pressure almost getting to a year.
And it wasn't going anywhere.
He mentioned that to us almost like a month after we had a call from our manager. We have a show in Liberia. I say, look, even the song, hit for Ghana, say Liberia. What would they go do for?
I remember the Liberian performance.
Yes. We went there, and then the song was #1. There was no other song, very big. In fact, from the airport, we had police escorts, the dispatch riders, the police motorbikers. I mean, we had a dinner with the president, the former president, Ellen Sirleaf Johnson, and we had other, international artists who were there as well. And then there was that dinner.
I think Chantel was there.
Chantel Benedy, Icon's DJ was the main DJ, a couple of artists. And then that was when, David Mill. It was that time that we were awarded the Global Ambassadorship Award in Liberia. So we kept going there back and forth to communicate with the youth and all that. Then we were in Tanzania, Togo. The song is Pressure is everywhere. So we came down to Ghana and then we had a show at Trade Fair.
Okay.
Outside Trade Fair.
So we did the two songs.
So we did 2 songs, and then they were singing along. So we in our mind, we are done because Pressure is still not big in Ghana. Wanted to go. Not the DJ dropped the song.
Pressure.
Whilst we were just getting done, we heard the crowd pressure. I said no, pull it up. They went back on stage, say, so baby, start to give me.
And the whole crowd was singing.
I'm like, yo, what is this? This song is a hit now. You dropped the song on Pressure.
And that was 2010.
Yeah, that was when now everything.
Did you guys go back to Pastor Say to?
Oh yes. I still have his number. He lives close to me now, so we see him most times. Yeah.
How many songs over the years? Well, on that kitchen note, we end showbiz here on Joy News today. My name is Becky. Brace, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Becky. Always looking good there. And that's how we wrap up our bulletin for you for today. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. My name is Samuel Kojo. Brace. Up next is Marketplace. Good afternoon.